Welcome to Well, That Just Happened. I'm your host, Cody Spence.
And I'm your co-host, Mark Hawk.
This is a podcast about, do you want to tell them, Mark?
Yeah, so this is a podcast that takes a look at news stories from around the world.
Some that shock us, some that have us asking what just happened, and some that we just found interesting.
So if you like the show, please subscribe and leave a review.
We're on YouTube and any other podcast platform.
And with that being said, all that's left is, let's see what's happening this season. Alright, so we're going to start this week talking about a rich douchebag.
Okay.
Alright, so Andrew Lippy, 49 of Florida. He bought Thompson Island, which is worth $8 million. He also owns the Real World house on Key Haven. It's the house where the 17th season of MTV's Real World was shot, and he rents the home out on Airbnb for $999 a night. The week after he bought the island, he was arrested for shoplifting.
What?
Yeah. He purchased items from Kmart. He replaced the items and returned the packages to the store for a cash refund. He bought a Hamilton Beach coffee maker, replaced it with an older one. Had a bed skirt that he bought and replaced it with a pillowcase. He bought 8 light bulbs and replaced them with older ones. And a Keurig that he replaced with a basketball.
This guy's an asshole.
Yeah. And, the total of the items was $300.59.
And he bought an island.
Yes, for $8 million.
Dude.
So, when asked for a comment, he said, basically it has to do with the commercial dispute. He said, it's very complicated and rather not get into it. He did say the police and sheriff's department were some of the finest people he'd ever dealt with and were kind throughout the whole process. When questioned by police about the theft, he denied switching any of the products. When specifically asked about the Keurig being replaced with a basketball, he said the clerk should have realized there was no coffee machine by the way to the box. So, rather than take responsibility, he just blamed it on the clerk.
He's trying to play it off as like, I was just a test.
Yeah, but somebody who bought an $8 million island, was trying to rip off Kmart.
Think about it. Kmart's out of business now, so.
Yeah, but still, that's kind of a douchey thing to do. You spent $8 million on it. Well, I guess.
Maybe that broke him.
I thought that might be the case. And he's like, oh man, I need all this new stuff. So how about I buy this stuff and I'm going to give you back this stuff and get my money back for it. And,
yeah.
Did
you ever watch The Real World?
No.
Oh, I did. I watched a couple seasons of it.
It's an older show, right?
Yeah. I think late 90s.
Okay. I thought that's when it was, but I guess this guy owns the island from the 17th season.
Oh, I've never watched that before. There was 3 seasons that I ended up watching.
Yeah, it just wasn't that interesting to me where I'm going to keep watching it.
For me, it was. I was a teenager, and I got to watch what, when you're right out of high school or, right out of college, the epic life. I'm like, oh, I want that. It was that glamour. And then at the same time, I'm watching, I'm like, this looks like it sucks.
Now, the next couple stories has to do with food.
Yay.
And we've had conversations about food lots of times because we disagree on
so many things.
So many things when it comes to food.
Yes.
Okay, so Austin Day, 20 of Florida. He tried to kill his parents over a pork chop.
What the?
All right. So, his parents told police he had recently become paranoid but was not known to have any mental illness. His dad cooked him a pork chop for dinner. He complained it was too acidic and accused the parents of trying to poison him. He smashed a glass mug over his mother's head.
What the fuck?
She suffered internal brain damage or bleeding. He hit his dad over the head with a frying pan and then stabbed him in the chest with a butcher knife.
Oh.
The stab wound was not life threatening.
With a butcher knife, it's not
Yes.
life threatening. What the?
He didn't stab like any major arteries or his heart or anything like that, but basically he was like, "This pork chop sucks, and you're trying to kill me, so I'm gonna get you first." Yeah. So, it's one of them things where, to me, there was a mental illness.
Oh,
You know,
absolutely.
Even though it said there was no record of mental
Bullshit.
illness, there had to have been
Bullshit.
a record of mental
That's
illness.
early stage schizophrenia.
Something.
Something overannoyed
you think-
paranoia.
Yeah, well, and he thought his parents were trying to kill him, so
Yeah.
he just thought he beat him to the punch.
But a pork chop?
Yeah. Well,
And when you
my
said
pork chop's got to be cooked a certain way.
right, but you said it's too acidic. I've never once had a pork chop acidic.
Nah, me neither. I don't understand that.
I can see if it was a little dry or overcooked or something.
I like my pork chops overcooked.
I like mine a little bit more on the dry side.
Well, to me, if you like burn a pork chop, the outside of it, like when it's like golden brown,
Yeah, that
it's
golden.
It's good. It's
Holy
really
shit, we found something we agree on.
All right, finally.
Yeah.
All right. But these people don't feel this way. So,
Okay.
Terry Ball, 29 of Georgia. He was arrested twice because of pork chops.
What?
Yeah, the first arrest happened when his mother didn't buy his cigarettes. He threw a pork chop at her head. Or he threw a pork chop at her, headbutted her.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah. And because of that arrest, he was ordered to stay away from his mother's home for 3 months. Okay.
That's fair.
Then after he comes home, his mother called police again because he was trying to fight everyone in the house. When police arrived, Ball said he was upset that his family ate his pork chop and now he'd have to eat noodles. He was arrested for violating the protection order. While being arrested, he expressed several times that he was not happy about what happened to his pork chop and that he had to eat noodles.
He is a very, very food conscientious person.
But in his defense, okay, you're at home, your mom comes to you and says, "Hey, I'm cooking pork chops for dinner."
Okay.
Then you come downstairs, all the meat's gone, and you got nothing but noodles to eat.
All right, I'm a little miffed at that point.
Yeah. And to me,
Especially
it's PTSD because the bitch didn't buy cigarettes the first time and he had to throw a pork chop at her.
that to me, like when you said he threw the pork chop and then he headbutted her, I just imagine that kind of like a cartoon. Like I imagine like just some battle chant. It gets thrown and she dodges it out of the way, and then he comes over and goes, "Ka-cha-cha!" And
That's what I'm thinking. It's like, oh, you dodge that pork chop, bitch? You think you're out of this? Nah, here you go. Boom.
I want to know if these pork chops are just that good. I really want to try one.
I mean, I just had pork chops today, and they are good.
They are very good.
And if you
But I
screw
mean,
'em up,
if he's this passionate about her pork chop, like maybe she has some secret recipe.
well, if you watch the rest of your family eat pork chops, and
Oh
they're
yeah, I'm
like-
gonna be a little.
and they're
freaking
like,
out.
"Hey, we ate all the chops. How's the noodles?"
Especially when every family has that one a-hole is like, that was delicious, and then you're just like, I'm gonna stab you.
I'm gonna stab that son of a bitch with a fork. It ain't. No question. You're done.
You get, yeah, I don't know. I know the one time I went and I was at a cookout and I missed out on getting my piece of barbecue chicken, and my buddy, because he's an a-hole, was sitting there doing that, oh, it's finger looking good. And I smacked his elbow, made his hand go shit back through his mouth, and he ended up puking it back up.
I'd chip his damn tooth.
Yeah, but he was kind of a dickhead past that, and he puked it back up. He looked at me, he's like, you can have some of it now.
Oh man. All right, and then here's that all too familiar theme that we keep finding, and this one is actually in our home state of PA.
Animal.
Yep, we got 3 people arrested for animal fucking. All right. So Matthew Brubaker, 31, Mark Nisanoff, 34, and Terry Wallace, 41, all from PA. They were arrested and sentenced to 20 to 41 years for having sex with various animals. They had sex with a cow, a goat, multiple dogs, and 9 horses.
What the? Why?
I don't know. But, alright. They lived on a makeshift farm.
No shit.
And they had like a V-shaped pen to facilitate the sexual contact. They also had a teenage boy help restrain the animals. And this happened for like 5 years. The boy turned them in. Authorities found a large volume of homemade videos. They pled guilty to 730 counts of sexual intercourse with animals, plus 730 counts of cruelty to animals. They were also charged with endangering the welfare of children and corruption of minors. The teenage boy was placed in protective custody. They appealed their sentence, but it was upheld.
Oh my God.
730 counts.
What the fuck?
And that's why the sentence was so harsh, 20 to 41 years.
That's a lot of dog diddling.
I mean, not just the dogs, man. It was everything. And
I get that.
And the thing is, you're like telling the kid to hold the animals down while you're doing it. That's even just as disturbing, if not more disturbing. And there you go. You don't include kids in murder or animal diddling, or just leave kids out of it.
Kids don't belong in any kind of crime.
Yeah.
They can't do it. Animals shouldn't be involved in any kind of sex act. I just want to throw that out there because this is becoming a trend, and I swear to God, this is becoming very disturbing.
Yep, screw you furries.
I understand the cow thing.
What?
Hold on. What I was gonna say.
Alright, we don't have time for this right now. You're gonna have to touch up on this and wrap up.
Son of a bitch.
Alright.
Okay, so for my stories that I have for this week, you and I had actually had a conversation earlier today about sex dolls.
Yeah.
So what I wanted to ask you, and I wanted to ask you earlier, but I kind of wanted to save it for when we record. I wanted to ask, where's the weirdest place you could think to find one?
eBay.
eBay? What about like in real life?
At the thrift store?
Oh my God. Yes, that would be weird, but that's not where this one was.
Can you imagine that? Somebody buying a sex doll from a thrift store?
I can now, and that's messed up.
Horrible.
So, you know, we were talking about sex toys and everything with all the recordings we've been doing. And so the one...
Alright, this is bugging me.
What the fuck was that?
You got something on your fucking face. I got it.
Now that that's fucking taken care of.
I just wanted to fix it for you.
You want to go for the scab I have down here too?
Hey man, you just had a black thingy on your face and I just wanted to take it off. You my bro, I just wanted to take care of you.
You're so freaking... Alright. To say it was a little bit rough, but anyway.
It was bugging me.
Alright, anyway. So, this sex doll was called in because people suspected a body floating in a canal.
Oh, so you found it in a fucking river?
Wrapped up in a garbage bag. It's like a Dexter thing.
And they just fucking pulled it out and used it?
No, they didn't pull it out and used it.
Oh.
So these people were they were riding the bike trail. It's like 12:30 in the afternoon over in France. People were going down the bike trail and they called the police department. And they're thinking, oh my God, there's a body in there. Because it's shaped like a body floating down the river.
Yeah.
They get it off to the side. They open it up and they see, like, the flesh color of the... Because it's one of those, like, actual like sex dolls, you know, with
Oh,
the gelatin
okay.
skin and everything, and they're like, oh my god. So they end up ripping the bag open, realize it's a sex doll, and the cop goes, oh, we need to return this to its owner. So what they do, they post a thing on the internet, they post an article in the newspaper saying to the owner of, and they had a picture of it. I think they called her. I think they called her Stacy in the article. Like they're the owner of Stacy. You can come pick her up at the police station.
Did they take? They didn't take like a DNA test to see.
I don't think so.
I
It
mean,
didn't say anything of it, but it was one of those things. Like I'll show you the picture where, like, looking at it. I mean, it was in a trash bag, with duct tape wrapped around like the legs, the arms, the head, like to make the bag tighter so it was body shaped.
I
don't
if
know
it was
why.
a prank.
It very well could have been.
And I mean, I don't know if you'd want to use it after that.
I would think not.
Maybe if you're into necrophilia.
All right, and then the next story that I have, I put this story in here because of I know the theme that you have about me being from Florida.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
So the story that I found is actually from where I'm from, Volusia County in Florida.
Oh, nice.
So the headline for this is Peeping Tom caught on camera in Volusia County. So
Friend of yours?
now I looked at the age, I don't know this person.
All right.
So the gist of this one is, so there were reports going around that somebody was going around town in Volusia County exposing themselves. So cops kind of did like an extra patrol in certain neighborhoods where this was happening, and they pull up on this one house, and there's a dude naked outside of a bush with his pants down around his ankles, with his hand on his cock, and the cop goes, like, flashes the spot, and he goes, "What are you doing?" And he goes, "I'm exercising." And the cop goes, "Get over here," and he comes over, and they end up having a talk with him, and they realize that he's the guy who's going around exposing himself. And so one of the reasons I found this so interesting was because we had talked about we've talked about serial killers in the past and everything like that, and this actually is a scenario that happened with Gary Ridgway. So in my mind, by something like this happening, they kind of caught somebody in the before act, because almost to the extent of with Gary Ridgway, that's how he was caught outside. The same thing with the Night Stalker; they were caught that way.
I mean, the thing is, though, sometimes there's just a chick so hot, you have to look at her and masturbate. That's a thing. Not saying I've ever done that.
No, you
saying.
don't.
I maybe.
No. But like I said, I know you kind of give me crap for being from Florida and stuff, so I thought this, with it being from my home county, that just kind of really tied it in.
Yeah, I mean, the guy was just trying to tug one out to a hot chick. I mean, you can't really say he's like serial killer.
No,
he just had to run one off.
No, but the part to me that's really funny and very interesting is the fact he's caught with his pants around his ankles, hand on his cock, and the cops goes, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm exercising." He's putting in work. We'll put it that way.
He's exercising his right to come.
Oh my god.
Just saying, it's not as bad as what you made it sound.
And then the last story that I have that I want to talk about, I know I showed you the picture earlier.
Yes.
Okay, so this one is, what is the worst thing you can do when you're trying to sell something?
Break it first.
Right. Try this on for size. So an individual, I want to make sure I get the county right. You know what? I'll just read the headline. In final hurrah before planned sale, driver flips 2020 Stingray Corvette on Pitt County Highway.
Oh my dude, that is an expensive damn car.
So in Greenville, North Carolina, a man's plan to sell his high-performance sports car flips out of control. So what happens is this individual It's a Monday. He decides, I'm going to take this car on one last hurrah, one more drive, because I have a lot of fond memories in this car, and I'm just going to go out and enjoy myself in it. Goes out on the highway, cuts a right turn, flips it, rolls it, totals it. He was selling it on Tuesday.
Oh, shit.
He was selling it for, I think it was 35 grand cash.
Oh, man.
That blew my mind. Like,
That
I mean,
would
I
suck.
get wanting to take it out for a last hurrah, and
yeah.
he wasn't over speeding or anything. He just cut it too sharp, and it caused it to flip.
Damn, dude. He didn't get hurt or nothing?
No, he's fine. But the day before he was gonna sell it, imagine that phone call to the person you're selling it to.
Oh, yeah. That would suck. But to be... I don't know what his insurance is going to be for that, but, I mean, he might have lost some money on that.
Oh, absolutely.
So... Like, why do people... No, I can't even... I'm not even going to go there, because I would do it, man. The balls of the wall in a car like that.
Oh, yeah, I mean, the 2020 Stingray? Shit. And then with it... I mean, I get it. You know, you get a fast sports car like that, you know, and I'm going to throw it out, and I'm just going to have fun. You know, like, you know, it's... I'm not going to have this car anymore. I had a lot of memories in this car. I'm just going to go out and enjoy myself in it. And you
I'm
don't
pushing the car to the... pretty much to what the pedometer says I can do. Or, you know, until it shuts down on you. But I'm
Right.
pushing it as fast as humanly possible.
Right. So, since we do have more time, I have one more story that I can cover. So this one... We've all heard about plastic surgery and how things can kind of go wrong sometimes, and how people have that unhealthy, like, I need to look a certain way. So one of the things that can happen is sometimes when you get these kind of surgeries that you can push it too far to where you can't do simple things anymore, such as, like, sit down, walk right, blah, blah, blah. And this individual was making money kind of like as a model from an early age, and decided that she wanted to get a Brazilian butt lift.
Oh.
And it went completely awry. So, the woman is Kazumi Squirts. I knew that was going to get you.
Oh, I like it.
She currently lives in Miami, USA, and earns a living showing off her figure online. OnlyFans, Instagram, and so on. She's 24, and what she ended up doing was she decided that she was going to pay $26,000 for a butt lift. So she got her butt lift, and things were okay. They didn't kind of do what she wanted to do, so she ended up getting another one done. And when she got the other one done, it actually made it to where she can't sit down anymore.
Oh, shit.
So she has to take one of those, like, those butt pillows everywhere she goes. And somebody had asked, you know, you have to have that now. How's that going to affect your OnlyFans? Because OnlyFans is porn.
Well, apparently Miss Squirts can't do anal anymore. Oh, I love that. I love that name.
So, essentially what she was saying was she's actually making more money now because of the butt lift than she was beforehand, even though she can't do some of the stuff she was doing before.
That's weird.
Right. And so she, like I said, she takes that pillow everywhere so she can sit down on. She's actually incorporated that into her videos.
That's just weird.
A little bit.
All right, we'll touch up on things such as this in the wrap up.
In our weekly wrap up, we discuss some of our personal opinions and ideas. So let's see what we thought this week.
Okay.
All right, Mark, so what do you have for the wrap up?
Okay, first of all, when it comes to this peeping Tom, I get where you're saying that some people went the wrong way about it and took it to that extreme level of being a serial killer.
All right.
But at the same time, some people just... Okay, you look at single guys.
Okay.
They're like 400 pounds or whatever. And
Holy
the only
shit.
way you're getting your rocks off is that hot chick you know, and you're hiding in her bushes, and you get to run one off. They do that. And if that's the way you go about it, then what? I mean,
What the
That-
fuck are you talking about?
I'm just saying, that's not serial killer behavior. That's a desperate guy just wanting to get his rocks off.
I get that part, but what? It was so specific. Like, all right, so I understand you're saying, somebody they might kind of want to get their rocks off, enjoy themselves a little bit, but you threw out the 400 pounds and do this, do that.
I'm just saying, some people,
Do you know a personal story that we don't know about?
No, I'm just saying
Bullshit.
that sometimes
Liar.
people don't like to just watch porn. They got a specific fantasy as someone they know.
Okay.
And now you're like, oh my God, this is serial killer type behavior. Granted, I mean, that was a piss poor excuse when it comes to the cops being like, I'm exercising. but maybe he was. He was exercising his right to masturbate to a hot female that he knows he wanted, but he didn't rape her. He just tugged it in her bushes. And to me, that is a safer option than being violent with her.
Okay, so what I want to point out that as you are defending Florida behavior
in this particular situation.
So all the other bullshit of you calling me out on where I'm from, this was my county where I grew up, and you were defending that.
Because of the situation.
Bullshit.
I'm just saying. Okay. We'll move on from this.
All right.
We're probably going to agree to disagree.
Absolutely.
Now,
motherfucker.
How do you feel about pork chops now?
They're so delicious.
Exactly. So,
I still want to know what the hell was she making it with.
That it was so good that you had to get so mad to
absolutely
threaten to hurt your whole family? I don't know. It must be seasoned really well. But like I said, it could just be your whole family's eating it and you're stuck with nothing but noodles.
I'd be fucking pissed.
Yeah, you don't just get stuck with noodles. Like
that'd be like you go out for a gourmet steak and they hand you a bucket of or a little thing of ramen. Like, oh, we got this for you. You can go fuck yourself.
Yeah, especially when everybody else is eating the damn pork chops.
Oh,
like I'm
finger looking good.
All right, and I do feel bad for the guy who wrecked his car when he was about to sell it.
That was pretty rough. The main thing about that though, the part to me is like it was the day before. Like that is the shitty part. Like I understand, one last hurrah, but he made one last hurrah and cut a left turn or right turn and made a huge mistake.
Like for me, I would just do like maybe 100 on a straightaway and be like, okay, I got my last push out of this. Like, but I'm gonna make sure that damn car is in pristine condition and nothing happens to it because I'm about to get paid.
Right. You would think that because you're going to go all out. You're going to enjoy yourself. You're going to freaking go balls to the wall. But this person took a slightly different approach.
Okay. And the last thing we're going to talk about is don't have sex with animals. I mean, and
I'm glad you brought that up. Because why? Why is this such a prevalent thing? I don't understand.
This is not the first story we've had.
No, it's not the first story, which is the weirdest part.
Situation.
Because, like, I can appreciate if you came up to me with the first story. I think the first story in this show was the camel.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, you come up with the camel. Okay. Weird things happen all
now
over the
that
world.
wasn't her trying to have sex
Bullshit,
with the camel.
that's weird. I don't care if that's
no
weird.
But the thing is,
she
just wanted a camel and it raped her from behind, and
it's still weird, Mark.
I'm not saying it's not, but in this situation, like they had the farm shaped to where the animals could not get away.
There was a V. That's no escape.
Yeah, you got people on both sides cornering these animals into the corner of this V to have sex with them to make sure they couldn't escape. That is pushing it way too far.
Absolutely. Oh, fuck, they gave me the chills.
But, alright. We're going to go ahead and end this episode because I think we got one too many swear words. But you can understand in this situation, when it comes to having sex with animals, come on, man.
You don't do it.
Yeah, it's just too much. Alright. Till next time.
Later.
Well, that just happened.
If you like what you heard, tune in next week to see what else we find.
Also, please leave a review, a like, and subscribe.
If there's something you think is interesting and would like us to address, then reach out to the show and let us know.
We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, pretty much anywhere you want to reach us.
And with that being said, this concludes our episode of Well, That Just Happened.